Hello everyone. I'm here to talk about content marketing on a gargantuan scale. But first, before I get to the exciting stuff, everyone's leaving. Before I get to the exciting stuff, I'll just tell you a bit more about who I am. So I've worked in digital for about 14 years and have been head of digital marketing at Liverpool ONE for 2 years, 3 months and 11 days, not that I'm counting. About 5 years ago, I published this book, which is basically talks about content marketing, how you can seize control of your market by creating relationships with customers and driving customers through the customer journey. So I thought this is good an opportunity as any to try and hawk a few copies of the book. It's available on Amazon. You better be quick though, because it's probably going to be pulped fairly soon. So, like all good presentations, I've started it with a quote. This is one of my favourites about content marketing. Make your customers the hero of your stories, and I think that's crucial. Because it doesn't matter what products you sell or who you are, whether you're Apple or Snapple. If you're not making customers the central element to the content that you're creating, if it's not for them, if it's not answering some requirement that they've got, then they're not going to want to go on that journey with you. Okay, so a bit about Liverpool ONE. So Liverpool ONE is a 1.65 million square foot retail dining and leisure destination right on the Liverpool waterfront. So within the marketing team, we were given a brief that we wanted to drive Liverpool ONE footfall, sales and advocacy across, particularly our family audience, across Easter into late spring. So we turn to augmented reality.
Something Jurassic has stomped over to Liverpool ONE. Get ready for a series of rawsome events for all the family and experience a prehistoric adventure like no other. Download Discover at Liverpool ONE from the App Store or Google Play.
So I'll go straight to the impact. Would you like to see that again? There we go. So the campaign resulted in over 20,000 downloads of the app. Footfall was 3.3% higher than UK footfall, which is massive. Everybody knows about, everyone sees stories every day about kind of what's happening on the high street, so that's excellent. Increase in first-time visitors to Liverpool ONE increased from 45% pre-campaign to 73% during campaign. And actually sales increased overall by 4%. While UK sales across the same period averaged 0.7%. Particularly toys and games and restaurants did really well out of that. So toys and games was 20% up on sales and restaurants were 7% up. Organic traffic remains 35% up post-campaign, so we obviously saw a big spike during and in the lead up to the campaign. We did some great work with Click Consult, and that really paid off. And since the campaign, we've been 35% up year on year in terms of organic traffic. During the campaign, we got a 95% increase in newsletter sign-ups during the campaign. So I think really what that tells us is that the customers that we managed to bring in, particularly those new customers, really were compelled to create a relationship with Liverpool ONE, and obviously a lot of them did. We get quite high newsletter sign-up rates anyway. So a 235% increase in online travel planner and 70% increase in car parking bookings. So all of the numbers and everything that we look at when we're evaluating the campaign tells us that we succeeded in driving that footfall, in converting those to sales, in creating a relationship with the audience. And ultimately we did that with a huge piece of content, which was the augmented reality app. So I think the key elements really to how we achieve that is that we really got to grips with our audience. We really understood what it was they were all about, what they wanted from us, what their pain points were. So as I say before, it was the family audience. So financially stretched people, people with the kids off over Easter holidays, looking for things to do. So we capitalised on all of that and created content that fitted in with those requirements. Then we amplified that content in the right places. There wasn't any big sell, so it was all about the game. It was all about coming to Liverpool ONE and experiencing the app rather than going to our stores or restaurants. And I think that really kept people engaged in the campaign. And it's helped to build long-term relationships with those customers through newsletter sign-ups. We can see that we've got a lot more repeat visitors since the campaign as well. So this is just a quick look at how we handle our personas. So all of our customer groups at Liverpool ONE are split out into segments. And this is the predominant one that we wanted to focus on for dinosaurs. So this really just helps us to think about how we can really channel in on what those key pain points are, what the sweet spots are, and when we're working with so many different agencies and an in-house team as well, it helps us to all make sure that we're all on the same page in terms of what we want to say to our customers and what we want to achieve. So I think in terms of, I'm talking about the AR app as a piece of content. I know it's not a blog post, it's not a book, but it's actually an AR app is a piece of content. A huge piece of content because of the blood, sweat and tears that me and Red Frog Digital, the company that developed it for us, went through in getting there. It was like 6 months work, but ultimately, we presented the audience with a completely free piece of content. It gives a lot more to our audience than it takes from them. So the only thing that we take from them is their time while they're playing the app. It educates and entertains, so it ticks boxes in terms of helping the audience, the young families, children understand more about the dinosaurs. Obviously, the app involved walking your dinosaur around, playing with it, battling with it, so very entertaining. And there was no pitch about Liverpool ONE offer, so we didn't talk about restaurants, stores. It was purely about the game and the customer's experience. I think that what this has really done for us, it's helped to establish that relationship between the customer and Liverpool ONE, and it's helped to reinforce the placemaking strategy and helped people to really see how Liverpool ONE fits into their lives as visitors, because it's much more than a shopping centre. It's a destination. Hope that gives you a flavour for what the app was all about. So in terms of extending that content, so it wasn't just all about the app, we created a brand new physical environment for Liverpool ONE. So we changed the name of Vasek Park to Vasek Park, and we put loads of foliage all around the estate. We put some huge props around, so big jeeps, huge models of dinosaurs, caution signs, just to really help the customer to immerse themselves in the content. So in terms of digital content, we did videos. So a lot of this was produced by us, but some of it was produced in conjunction with partners. Again, we did some really cool stuff with Click Consult. We work with an agency called Liquid, that are based in Liverpool, that produced loads of the graphics and things. But essentially, as I was saying before about the audience, we looked at every single piece of content that we created serves to fulfill one of those things, whether it is a pain point or a sweet spot. We did InPerson Events as well, a really other good content marketing technique, where we brought people like, don't know if anyone's got any kids, but this guy's called Andy Day, apparently. I've got a 9-month-old, but so she's not ready for Andy Day yet, thankfully. But basically he came in and took all the kids on a dinosaur hunt, and we had park rangers around the estate that were doing tours and just creating a really magical sense of place. So when it comes to amplification, we got the message out across a whole range of mediums. So we did large scale outdoor, print, broadcast, obviously digital. We did newspaper apps, and the key thing here again is that we're not promoting Liverpool ONE's offer. We're promoting the content that you can come and take part in at Liverpool ONE. We actually created a bit of a monster. So during the campaign, 7,000 pieces of user-generated content were generated. So within the app, users were able to take selfies with the dinosaurs, make videos, and all of that obviously went on social media, and we got a massive rate of engagement from that. And ultimately, we, as I say, it was basically like a content breeding machine that we created, which is cool. I'm hoping the dinosaur slightly turns to one side. No. Give it a minute. There we go. So the key takeaways really are that it's crucial that you make the audience the hero of the story. If you want them to really buy into it and love it and want to create a relationship with you, then they've always got to be the hero. You need to understand their struggles and triumphs inside out. That's actually a quote from the book. So take them on a journey that they want to be on. So we need to think about what is it that our audience wants from us. How do they want to engage with our brand? What do they want to do while they're at Liverpool ONE? How can we create content that helps them to do that and promotes all of that? While at the whole time doing something that they want to be doing, obviously. Don't be tempted to exploit your content for an easy sale. I think it's really easy to do that, and we could have put loads of stuff in the app that fires off triggers to people to go and eat or to go and buy products and things like that. And we didn't need to do that. Those massive spikes that we saw in sales were all due to the fact that people were there, they wanted to be there, they enjoyed the experience, and we weren't forcing anything on them. But I think finally, I think that for me, the key thing is that the key message really is that if you give value, then your customers are gonna value you, and it's obvious the brands that do and the brands that don't. Thank you.